The action in gold to any gold.
Hey guys, welcome back to Habitual Crypto. My name's Dan, and here on the channel we like to make good habits in trading. And today we're going to talk about Bitcoin and its recent pump up to 60,000 again. As well, we'll talk a little bit about what mainstream media has been talking about Bitcoin wise, and we'll chart out a lot of altcoins and take a look at the DeFi and NFT markets. So jumping right into the chart here, this is the Bitcoin hourly chart, and we actually drew this. We drew this yesterday. This channel, Bitcoin broke out of it, and you can see has come back over the past few hours and made support on this same resistance level. So that's a good sign, in my opinion. Making anytime you're making support on a previous resistance normally showcases some bullishness, but we're not out of the woods yet. There's still a longer term. If we zoom out to the 4-hour here, we have a more of a bigger channel we've been in. So we did break out of this smaller channel within the bigger channel here. This and now we're in this symmetrical triangle. So we'll see if we can go up and test. Excuse me. If we can test the top of this channel, and if we can break out of this one, then we'll most likely see some all-time highs and possibly get up to the top of this ascending wedge that we've been in all year. So there's definitely some key spots to be looking for Bitcoin wise. But yeah, in my opinion, we're looking good. We had a nice double bottom on the 4-hour. Let me just get my brush here. Right here and right here, and that brought this big move up, and now we kind of am seeing a similar thing here. So that's not that this is a shorter time frame. It's not a perfect technical analysis or anything, but it is something to keep an eye on. We might have the momentum to keep this going. But I do want to kind of look at the longer term time frame here, and if we just take away the drawings and go on the auto here, from what it looks like to me is that the percentage that we're going up before traders decide to take profits is going down. So not that we can't go higher. I think we will go a little bit higher, but I've talked about before us reaching like a short-term top, and I think that is possible here. It looks to me, I'll kind of draw this out, but it looks to me like we might be forming kind of a top here. I think we still have some movement left. Obviously, this isn't a perfect drawing or anything, but I think we might get up to around 70,000 before having a short-term top, not going into a bear market, but possibly cooling off for, and I've talked about this many times, but possibly cooling off for maybe a couple months until we see the what I would call the final big wave of this bull cycle this summer into the fall. So thanks for that. Subscribe, Sammy Guns. I just had the subscribe feature enabled, so if you've been on the channel before, you wouldn't have seen that. If you like the content, feel free to subscribe. I really appreciate it. But yeah, again, I don't think this is the top of the bull cycle. I think it may be a more of a consolidation period where we kind of cool off. But I'm not going to be surprised if we make one more, make one more little run up towards 70,000 before that cools off. And that might mean, going up here to 65, having a little cool off, and then going up to 70, and then possibly having more of a severe correction, but nothing, but not the end of the bull cycle. I want to make that very apparent. I think this will go on for most of the year, and I think Bitcoin will get my estimate would be somewhere around 150,000 to 200,000. I think that's where we will actually top out. And people are saying like this is a top. This is not, from previous cycles, this is not what the top has been like. The top is, yes, we've been moving up nicely, but the top is going to end with a very severe peak, in my opinion, where we go up, we have a dramatic pump, tens of thousands of dollars in a short period of time. And then there will be more of a severe correction as well. But this gradual, I say gradual, of course we've been moving nicely, but it's been ebbs and flows. It hasn't been a mountaintop, roller coaster up to the top. That's what we saw in 2017 and 2013. It wasn't, it was in the month of December in 2017, I think we went from around 10,000 to 20,000, but we started at 1,000 in the beginning of the 2017. So we had that gradual climb up to 10,000, and then in 1 month we went up to 20,000. We doubled it. Like that's what I'm expecting this bull cycle. I don't think this is what we're expecting. Plus, we still are having we're still having big companies come in and talk. They're getting into crypto. Visa is now trying to make it so people can use Bitcoin to pay at any one of their locations. Like there's so much news that is still coming out. We have been missing the big, besides Tesla and some investment companies, hedge funds that have been in the space for all year and last year. Tesla was the only really big billion-dollar buy that I can recall so far. So I think people were expecting, Apple and Amazon to hop on, but I think we might have to wait a little longer for that. And that's what you really need to get it up to the $100,000 levels we talk about. So I think there might be a little cool off period. You also have to remember all these companies, they aren't really looking to buy at the all-time highs. Yeah, you heard this on another report. Yeah, um, I think a lot of people in the space are kind of adopting this sentiment that not that the bull run's over, but that we're at $1 trillion market cap now. It's going to take more to move up higher. It's not, to double from here, we need to go to 2 trillion. It's not that easy. So it's not as easy as it was when we were worth $10,000. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think we're gonna possibly. I think we can still move up from here in the short term, but I think we're kind of rounding a temporary top. And then we might have if we get up to 75, maybe we have a correction down to 50 again. Like I could see something like that happening. That wouldn't surprise me. And what I was trying to say is these investors, these new investors in companies, people in charge of company treasuries, they're not going to buy at the very top. They're not going to buy at all-time highs. So hopefully they've been buying around these dips and we just haven't heard about everything yet. But there's a good chance they're waiting for it to kind of slow down as well, have a bigger correction, and then they have some big buys lined up. So we'll see what happens. This is just my opinion. It's not financial advice, but I still think this trend is still intact. So it just might be slowing a little bit, but yeah, I still, this whole trend is still intact. This triangle is still intact. So we'll see what happens in the next few weeks. I got one quick video from it's Anthony Pompliano, who's a big Bitcoin guy, put it up on his Twitter, but I'll play it for you here. And it's just I have a couple different varying opinions on this, but this is Anthony Scaramucci. He owns Skybridge hedge fund or investment group, and they're huge on Bitcoin right now. So
I can't attribute the action in gold to anything other than it's at least a percentage of those people are now buying Bitcoin and not gold, because gold, given that what you're describing, gold should be running right now. Is it going to Bitcoin?
The world is changing. That's the vinyl record, Joe. That's the vinyl record. The world's changing. This
Never
is
did before with gold, Anthony. That's what people would say. I mean, you go back 4,000 years. Is it really changing this time? I mean, it kind of looks like it. Look at that.
Well, I mean, it was 1500 something where Copernicus said, we may be revolving around the sun. I mean, things do change, and so we have to look at it rationally, and we have to accept that if money is a technology that allows us to transfer goods and services to each other efficiently, the technology around us would likely improve money, which is a form of technology. And so Bitcoin has done that, and Bitcoin has slayed 8,300 competitors. It's the largest market cap of all the cryptocurrencies, 60 or 70% of the overall market cap, depending on where the prices are bouncing. And in a lot of ways, if you really study it, Joe, it's better than gold. It's easier to store. You can move it around more quickly. And that value and that trusted network is growing. It's 110 million now. By 2025, it'll be at 1 billion. And if we're right and it adopts pursuant to Metcalfe's law, you want to own some Bitcoin. And, be prudent. Anthony, you don't have to own a lot of it, but just own some of it.
Okay, guys, so that was just a quick video, and I have some different thoughts on this. So I agree with his analysis on gold and how Bitcoin will eventually take over gold. I believe it's the digital form of gold, and pretty much every digital technology eventually takes over the analog version, you could say, or the previous version. So he's right. It's easier to move, easier to store. It has a finite supply, which I think is the biggest point with the gold versus Bitcoin. But the other thing is, if we look at the gold chart, let me pull it up here. Let me see if that's the right. Yeah, so let's go to daily, put on auto. This is gold per ounce. Maybe that's not what I'm looking for. Nope. Sorry guys, I should have thought I had it up here. Well, my point is that gold is at a very key resistance here, and I just don't want. I can see media, I don't really trust the media telling everybody when Bitcoin's at all-time highs, go and buy Bitcoin and forget about gold, because gold is at like it is at a very important kind of support level, and it's been going down when all the stimulus is happening, inflation, where normally gold would be going up. So I think this is what I was looking at. Yeah, so let me turn the music on for you guys. So this is the gold chart here, and you can see we kind of peaked in the summer, and at around 2073, and if we take gold is down, so it's down 16%, while in the same time period that Bitcoin has gone up, like in August, I think it was around 8,000, 9,000 maybe. So, it's gone up 600%. So my point is just, I can see a big mass media push towards trying to, get people away from gold and into Bitcoin, when maybe the timing is not great for that. So I'm obviously very bullish on Bitcoin, but like I talked about earlier, there may be a short-term top coming up, and I just don't want people getting into crypto and that. So, but anyway, I'm done with my rant with that. Let's look at the Bitcoin dominance chart here, which I like to look at every day. And we've, again, on the daily, staying right on this line that that I think will definitely break bearish for Bitcoin anyway, especially if we do have a temporary top like that. So over the next couple months, I think this is going to move. Not financial advice, but I'm expecting a little alt season, or a big alt season. It's hard to tell right now, because we have some key resistance points. Mainly, I can erase this one now. It's mainly around the 57, where we bottomed out, which is actually more about there, around 57.2. But besides that, I think we're headed down to this longer trend line here. And I think this is where alts will really move. So, yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. But again, just this chart has been extremely boring for a month and a half, staying right on this line. We've had some ups and downs, but it always comes right back to it. So we'll see what happens. Let's take a look at ETH, which I think will also be all this is kind of like, in my opinion, it's forming. Everything's like the stars are aligning, okay? If whatever I say is correct about Bitcoin, Bitcoin maybe goes up to 75,000, has a temporary top within the next couple weeks, okay? Also within a couple weeks, optimism roll-ups are supposed to go to the mainnet, and Uniswap and Ethereum are apparently going to use optimism rollups for like Uniswap version 3, and Ethereum's gas fees will dramatically go down with these rollups, with this layer 2 solution. Okay, so, and with all the news talking about it, that all lines up basically over the next few weeks to a month. Okay, that's supposed to happen within that time period. Obviously things could get delayed and whatnot. Hopefully there's no issues, but if all of this happens at once, so you have Bitcoin possibly having a temporary top, and all of that Ethereum, which at the same time might actually have a really big solution for their gas. They'll be able to do 100 times more transactions per second or whatever. So gas fees go down to minimal amounts. Uniswap version 3 comes out, and central exchanges, because now the fees are not a problem. Plus there'll probably be a lot of other features in there. And then you have all of the big DeFi coins that have hit their peak in February. Now they've been consolidating, for the most part. A lot of them had big corrections, and now they're consolidating. But if you look at the, let's see, the DeFi, if we look at the DeFi index here, Where did I put it? Where did it go? Did I not add it? There we go. The DeFi, this is the DeFi futures chart. This is basically all the DeFi, decentralized finance coins combined, and it is trying to break all-time highs again. We had a nice correction, and now things are moving up. This is what I'm saying. Everything seems to be adding up for like a big alt season. DeFi coming back and taking over. You have the whole NFT space. You know, that might keep going, or it could slow down a little bit and give room for more of the DeFi applications to take most of the hype away. And then you have Ethereum, which has been due for a blast off and might have some big upgrades in the coming weeks. So, you know, I really like the DeFi space, so I might be a little biased of it, but overall, I think there's just going to be some excitement in the next couple months. So, and then hopefully right after that, Bitcoin will, if it does have a little consolidation period, that's when Bitcoin will start picking up again, and we'll have some big institutional money come in, and we'll see what happens. But let me know if there's any coins you guys want to chart out today. I've rambled on enough about what I think will happen, and again, none of this is financial advice. It's just my analysis on the situation at hand. So we can start with taking a look at Aave, which yeah, this is what we drew yesterday, because Aave was listed on Coinbase and Coinbase Pro, which really just, let's go to like the hourly. Yeah, so this was yesterday. It got announced, it came up and kind of settled down, and this is where it ended up as of right now. It did have a little pump when it first was about to be launched on Coinbase, and then this is when it was launched, went up a little bit but then dropped. So yeah, it's kind of a nothing. Yesterday when it was announced, that was the legitimate pump, and now everything that's happened, the actual listing turned out to not really change the price from where it ended yesterday. So we'll see. Maybe it can, once things settle down, start moving up again, but I would expect it just to kind of consolidate here if I had to guess. And yeah, that's Aave. Nothing really, too crazy. It is good that it's coming back down and making support here, though. So that might mean there'll be some momentum to the upside, because traders don't think it's going to crash down back to these levels. So we'll see. Let's take a look. Let's look at the top gainers for today on CoinGecko. So most of the top 10 are not really anything to talk about. We have let's see here. We have, there we go, Aave up 23%, ZK Swap, which I think is like ZK rollups. I believe they're a ZK rollups, which is a layer 2 solution to smart contracts. So that's, you know, all of those projects, if they work well, I think will do well over the next couple months. AMP is up. AMP is like a payment for DeFi. Cosmos, which yeah, Cosmos has been kind of due for some movement, so we could look at that chart. And Kusama we'll look at, up 10% today. I believe it broke all-time highs. But nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy today. For the last 7 days, Big Chili's, which is the NFT with soccer teams, something like that. Decentraland up a lot for the week. But yeah, nothing too crazy. If we go to the NFTs for the past 24 hours, yeah, nothing too crazy here, because normally there's a few coins that are like up to 100%, stuff like that. And it doesn't seem to be the case today. So kind of just a even with the Bitcoin move, kind of a boring day for some of these. Let's see here. All right. And finally, let's just look at the DeFi. And again, with DeFi, the volume that Uniswap does, I mean, this is the trading volume, but the volume they have on actual people using liquidity and trading on Uniswap, swapping coins, is like 60% of all of the decentralized exchanges. So they are the king, and if they fix the gas fee problem, I don't see why people will use other decentralized exchanges. SushiSwap will probably stick around, but most of the other ones I don't see competing well at all, because there'll be so much liquidity on Uniswap that it will make it easier to get coins you want, and there won't be liquidity issues. So you won't have to worry about there not being enough liquidity of certain coins. So but overall, pretty down day for DeFi. can look at some of these coins here. So just checking on Bitcoin again. Had a big drop over the last couple hours, but again making support on this resistance line. So we'll see if we can stay above this. I want to look at Kusama. Kusama coming up, breaking out. This was yesterday. We charted this out as soon as it broke this previous all-time high. It had a nice move up, and is now correcting a little bit, but looking like it's bouncing on the 21-hour EMA here. So we'll see if it's possible. It's making higher lows, higher highs, so it could keep going, have another push up, but we'll see. Seems like everything's kind of slowed down since this morning. Look at Aave, still ranging here, but seems to have some nice support. Brush. So I like how this looks. Kind of made support here, now it's making support here, and it's just nice consolidation with moving up you know, each level here. So we'll see. It's down at this support again. If it makes support there again, that might be good. I am not trading live, no. I'm just charting out whatever you want to look at. We'll do some technical analysis for it. So if there's a coin you're interested in, I will take a look at it. No problem, man. If you like the content, feel free to subscribe, give it a like. This is AMP USD. Oh, and there's one thing I wanted to look up and talk about. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, this is crazy. So, with the NFT stuff going on, Patrick Mahomes sells 3.4 million worth of NFTs in 20 minutes. It's nuts. This is nuts because he's smart for being one of the first ones. I know there's been others already, but like anyone could be looking at this. So yeah, let's take a look at Bitcoin if you want. Yeah, so this is what we charted out yesterday, and we broke out of this trend line, and now we're coming down and making support on it. So these lines are all support for Bitcoin in the short term. Right here, it's you know, it's hit this like 4 times today. So it broke the resistance from here, and now it's coming down making support, which is a good sign. And you also have, you know, it's at a key resistance level from this history here from last week. This acted as resistance before, and you can see once it broke it, it went up quite a bit. Big candle here. So now not only do you have this trend line acting as support, but now that it's gotten right here, it also has some support level from here. So I'll even put a line there just to put it like right there. It's just where it acted as resistance before, and also right here acted as resistance. So it's coming back down and testing the support. So right where it is right now it would be very good for Bitcoin to hold right where it is right now. And there are 2 supports that are probably keeping it there, because it did have a big candle there. Now when you say, I think we're going to hit double bottom, what bottom are you talking about? Are you talking more the longer term time frame? Like this bottom around 52? Or were you talking on on the hourly chart, a shorter term time frame? Yeah, we were talking about this earlier. We do like in the long term, we've been in this ascending wedge for all year, since January 1st, really, January 7th, roughly. We've hit the top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom, and now, you know, it's possible this will keep moving up and we'll come and hit the top of this again. So this is our bigger trend scenario, which is an upward trend, a bullish trend. We've been in it for 3 months. So that's a longer term. Then we have this symmetrical triangle, which so let's go to the hourly. We have this big symmetrical triangle, which we've hit a lot. And so if we do drop, so you're talking about, I mean, you think we're going to come down to like 53.5 again, roughly, and do something like this, and then go up. I mean, that is possible. I think what's more likely, if we are headed down, I think what's more likely if we're headed down is that we'll probably find support here, which could still count as a double bottom. But just this support has held pretty much all month. We hit here, 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 and here. So that's 5 times we hit this support and it held strong. So I think there's if we do head down, I definitely think a lot of traders will be yeah, I mean, even if we come down, let me erase this. If we do keep coming down here, it is possible we still bounce and then go. If that's kind of what you're talking about, I think that's more likely than us coming down to 54 again, 53 to 54. I think that's a little more likely. You think we'll hold this level and pump? I will not be shocked if that happens, YOLO boy. Not financial advice, but we were just saying, not only is this acting as support, I'm talking like right now, this hour, this is acting as support, this trend line, and it's lining up with this trend line from where we had resistance a bunch of times, and when it finally broke, we shot up. And then we came back down below it, and it acted as resistance again. And when we got through it, we shot up really today. So it is now acting as support for really the first time it's acting as support. So we'll see if it can hold, but it also has this other trend line. Yeah, if I go to the 4 hour, it's probably be a little cleaner. Yeah, and on the 4 hour, let's see, we're making, yeah, on the 4 hour, these, with these indicators, there's hopefully this MACD can kind of turn around here, because the buying momentum is waning on the 4-hour. But it's possible it could do one of these where it kind of slows down and then picks back up. So you never know. But as far as the RSI here, if I make this a little bit bigger, let's see if there's any. We have, now this is on the short term, so, but it's kind of lining up pretty much the same. Yeah, there's nothing really on the RSI. There's no like bullish divergence on the 4-hour. It's just kind of lining up. But yeah, I would not be surprised if this holds, because this is for the past couple weeks, or the past week and a half, has acted as resistance twice and is now acting as support here. So let's see. Yeah, it's pretty neutral. I wouldn't. Now, if we come down and break past this, that would surprise me. If we broke past this level. So, you know, not financial advice, but if I was going to put in, you know, a trade, I would probably kind of let the market come to you. You know, right here, you don't know what it's going to do. You know, it's a guessing game. But down here, the probability that the probability that it gets a bounce off of this has already happened 5 times in the past month. So and it has not gone below it. So the probability is better. Your risk is lower. 51,850. Yeah. Yeah, the whole leverage trading can get kind of crazy in these markets, because they are already pretty crazy without having leverage. Yeah, but we'll see. That's yeah, let me know if there's any other. Yeah, that's 125. I didn't even know you could do more than 100. Let me know if there's any other coins you guys are interested in. And if you like the content, please subscribe and follow. Give the video a like. I wanted to look at Cosmos here. I can erase some of these. Let's go to the daily. This is Atom, Cosmos, which broke out of a long-term wedge here. And I would be surprised if what do I think about ADA? All right, I'll go to ADA and then we'll come back. Yeah, so we talked about ADA a little bit here. If we go to like the hourly, so this was ADA, was announced it would be on Coinbase Pro. Shakiro, it was announced yesterday it'd be on Coinbase Pro. It got this pump immediately, where basically you already had to own some of it. It went up really fast. Then it consolidated here until earlier this morning, because it was going to go live on Coinbase Pro. This is Cardano, and yeah, we'll take a look at VeChain, but it kind of got a pump all the way up till it went live on Coinbase Pro, which was right around here. And then after it was live for a few hours, it came back down. Now, the only good thing is it didn't come back down to like $1.05 where it was before the announcement happened. So really, you came back up, or you came up and now you're coming back down, and you're making support on previous resistance. So you know, if we move this up to about here, when it broke here, it had the pump, and now you're coming back down and making support on this level. So that's good. You know, the whole hype over being listed on Coinbase Pro, that's like over in my opinion. This was what you saw. The only good thing was being announced yesterday. You got up like 20%, but that's really all you're seeing from it. What happened today, going live, went up and then came down to the exact same spot. But you are making a new support here, so I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, this holds and Cardano, you know, starts to move up, you know, more gradually. But as soon as it breaks this green line, which is previous all-time highs, then you're in price discovery mode, and you might see a big pump after breaking that. So what I would hope for is either some consolidation here, or you know, you start to move up closer to all-time highs. But with all the news, it's not, you know, it's not really easy to tell what's going on. But if like Bitcoin stays relatively neutral or goes up, I think you'll probably see Cardano climb a little as well. And then what you really want to look for is breaking this previous all-time high. That's when I think you'll see a big move. So you can see we kind of got up there today and got rejected. So you're welcome. If you like the content, feel free to subscribe on Twitch. That's enabled now. But thanks for hanging out. Let's take a look at VeChain. What's VeChain? I think we have it here. Let me see. VET, right? Let's see if it's on here. Okay, so VeChain looking nice. Let's chart out this channel here. See if yeah, you're still holding this ascending channel, which is good. The only negative thing I see currently, and it's not really that negative, is because you did it like here too. You're making a higher low on the hourly. So let's go to the 4 hour, and this is all-time highs, obviously. Yeah, so there's no historical price action we can look at for support levels. We'll make the only real level is the previous all-time highs, which I believe are there. So unless, let me just go to the weekly and see. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're way higher. But yeah, if we go to the 4 hour, you're holding this support here. Now, what I was saying is you made a higher high here, and now you've made a lower high. So, but that's also happened here. So you're still in the channel. It's not bad. And let's look at so on the 4 hour. So if you're talking more short term, which is what I think you're looking for, let's look at all of our, like on the MACD, hey Aave, On the MACD, you have the buying momentum was waning, and now it's flipped to selling momentum. So, and that is still building over the last 8 hours. So, that's not a great sign, but there's still a very good chance you're going to bounce off this resistance level. You've hit it pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. So the longer a trend line acts as support, the harder it is for it to break. So if you're holding long term, like what's long term? Like a year? If you're holding long term, I don't see any reason. I believe we're still in a bull market, and I don't even think we've really hit the altcoin. Are you trading with the V chain to dollars? Is that your concern, or V chain to Bitcoin pairing? Like when you sell this, are you going to sell this for Bitcoin or for dollars? Because if you're just going to sell for dollars, you're making, so you made a higher high, higher low, and now you've made a higher high. So even if this does break, which it probably will at some point, you're going to most likely make a higher low. You'd have to come all the way back down below 3.5 cents to basically change the uptrend. But so probability, the bigger probability is that you're going to probably come down and test this previous all-time high as support. You'll make it support and then go from there. That's the most likely scenario in a bull market. And I don't believe, not financial advice, I don't think this bull market's over. I don't think we've seen the real alt season yet, like the parabolic alt season yet, which will probably bring coins like VeChain up multiples, many multiples. So I don't think we're quite there yet. Now you have had a great run, especially if you bought down here, but yeah, I think if you're holding long term, I wouldn't be too concerned about anything in the short term. Just basically, you want to wait for those alt seasons, and when you feel like you've made too much money off of the alt seasons normally only last like a week or two, so you want to make sure you're keep moving up your stop losses. Basically, like, you can have them down a ways, but protect your profits. That's my point. When you go up so much, put your stop losses down at key resistance levels, so if it does drop more dramatically, you can protect some of your profits. But yeah, VeChain, it looks healthy. It's still in this channel, so until you break this channel, you're going to be going up. So And when you do break it, I would expect the best probability is that you come down and you make support on this previous all-time high, where you saw a lot of consolidation here. So that'd be my analysis on VeChain. Let's AMB. Let's take a look at AMB for Aave or Aave. You're welcome, man. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't. We just got that enabled on Twitch. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm guessing this is all-time highs as well. Yeah. Let's just go weekly. Oh no, you're not at all-time highs. Wow. Put this in auto. Okay. So this this chart looks nice. You can see, you know, back in the last bull market, you got up really high, $2.20 roughly. Let's see, closed at, or your high was around $2, let's say, and you're at 11 cents now. So now we'll kind of zoom in and look at what's going on, but that was a long period of time with nice, basically the comp man was probably buying all along this way, and now you're finally seeing some moves here. So we'll go to the hourly. And so you made higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher highs. So a key resistance level, first of all, is right around 9.5 cents, which is where it acted as resistance here. Your previous high, most recent all-time highs here, or most recent highs, was around 9.5 cents. And you can see as soon as you were able to break that, you came up, came back down, made that support. So that's a great sign that you were able to make that support and then get a nice bounce off of that. You can see as soon as traders realized this support was going to hold, boom, it shot back up, almost back up to where the highs were. It actually did eventually get up here. So so now these are your new, this is your new channel here, and so this was just about 5 days ago, or 7 days, a week ago. Yeah, so let's see here. Let's go. So it also looks like you are this consolidation here is now acting as support currently, like even to this hour. It's acting as support. So if you break below here, there's a good chance you come back down and bounce off of this support again, which wouldn't be bad. Like you want to see these, like the more support ranges you can make like this, like having 2 or 3 times is good. Even here kind of was the same. So it's kind of, this should tell you like traders are watching this level, and when it gets down here they're buying. And you know, on the MACD, on the short term, the selling momentum looks like it's waning here, so this could flip, you know, to buying. So on the hourly, let's go to the 4 hour and look at these indicators. Sorry, take this off of auto. Man, my U's are pretty bad. I gotta find the tool to make the, but yeah, on the 4 hour it doesn't look as good, but it does look like the MACD here is starting to round. So it's possible this rounds and flips to buying momentum instead of selling momentum. And on the RSI, let's see, make this a little bigger, bring the MACD down. So on the RSI, you're making from here to here, you're making a higher low. So this is bullish divergence here. I'll show you. From here to here, right? Or actually from here to here. You're making higher lows, right? This low to this low. And on the RSI, you're making, to the same time frame, you're making lower lows, which is bullish divergence. So basically the price is higher, but traders are looking at this and it looks like it's oversold more because it's below 50, and just because it's lower than the previous lows here. So this is on the 4 hour, so you can take it with a grain of salt. It's better on like the daily and weekly, but I assume you're looking more for like what's going to happen in the short term here. And I basically, the indicators are leaning more towards that it will find support here and get a bounce. The probability looks good in that sense, instead of breaking here and coming down. So in the short term, but that doesn't mean you're going to go past these all-time highs. you've been consolidating for a week, so it's possible a bigger move could happen soon, but you could also be just in this range for a while before you make the move up. So I hope that helps. If we go to the daily, we could look a little bit. Yeah, so the same with the you have on the daily with the divergence, you have higher lows from here to here, and then same from here to here. Can move this up. You're making lower lows, so that's good. That is bullish. So you might be able to bounce here and keep going. I would be surprised if you break this level here. Not financial advice, but it looks good. I hope that helps, Aave. Let me know if there's any coins you guys want to look at. Will you see any multiples? I mean, it's already seen from like March 7th. Let's see. Came up 300%. I mean, if it stays in this range from it's about 33% every time it comes up to this range and comes back down to the bottom, so that's not a bad range to maybe trade in. Not financial advice, but yeah, a lot of people, will it go 20x? Probably during an alt season. It's quite possible, but yeah, it's not a bad. The difference between this and a lot of other coins is that, okay, so here you go, Aave. And you're gonna have resistance. You're gonna have a couple points of resistance, but once you break them, let's see, you got this previous high. That one. Once you break these two, then there is not much holding it back to all-time highs. So you will have some resistance points, but once you break those levels, it was a straight shot up. So that will most likely happen again. So yeah, there's like 1,000 coins all claiming that too. So you got to do your own research. The chart looks good. It looks good, but yeah, you got to be patient, and maybe during an alt season. This was an alt season. This move here was an alt season. So can it do that again? Yeah, it can. You need an alt season, and we haven't quite seen it yet. But yeah, some coins are going. It's all depends on the projects, and you just don't want to be influenced by some of these. There's a bunch of groups that just purposely market coins and try to get them to go up. Like, do you know what Ambrosis does? Let me know, guys, if there's any coins you want to look at. If you like the content, feel free to like and subscribe, follow on Twitch. Appreciate it. Let's see what Ambrosis. Yeah, it's like decentralized supply chain management. So yeah, I mean, the fact that they're still surviving after 2017, they've been working and now they're going up. It's not bad. It doesn't look bad at all. No, I don't think it was market manipulation. I think it was a lot of traders going on the news, and then a lot of traders seeing that it didn't get past all-time highs and thinking it was going to drop because of that. So, which is what happened. So yeah, it's basically right at where it was yesterday, unless it went down recently. Yeah, it seems to be holding on this level from yesterday. So looking good. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Yeah, and I wanted to, there There's something with the NFL. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, here we go. We can yeah, speaking of chilies, and I'm gonna turn the music down and we could watch this oh no, never mind. This is the NFT, like Flow. The symbol Flow is Flow Dapper Labs. They created the NBA Top Shots NFTs, and I've been talking about who's going to get the NFL and the MLB in the NFTs. So this just came out yesterday. Yeah, yesterday, that the league is in active discussions with potential partners to devise a strategy for digital collectibles. And that teams should not make their own NFT deals without checking with the league first. So, and like Rob Gronkowski and Patrick Mahomes, they've already sold a bunch of NFTs, like millions of dollars worth. But whoever gets that deal, that coin is going to pump. And I wish I knew which one it was. We could look at Flow, which has already has a deal with this is Flow. Let's go to the 2 hour. They have a deal with the NBA. So I'm curious if they're one of the people, one of the projects in talks with the NFL, because they will, whichever coin gets a deal with the NFL for NFTs is going to go to the moon. And I don't say that very often, but that's what I think is going to happen. So I've been looking at this. This has been consolidating, making nice support 1, 2, 3 times now. So it's interesting. This is Mana. No, I'm not a millionaire yet. Maybe after the end of this cycle. Thanks, Sammy Gons. Yeah, you got the first symbol next to your name, I think because you were my first subscriber, so thanks a lot for that. Appreciate it. That just was enabled on Twitch, so if you have a Twitch account, go gift somebody a subscription to. Yeah, I'm curious if the NFT craze is dying down a little bit. I mean, it might just be the last couple days, but it seems like most of them are kind of not really moving much, more consolidating down. Yeah, I know there's a lot of there's a lot of people that put how I've seen charts of like when the Asian markets open, like immediately you see drops some days. You know, it's all, they can also pump it too, but yeah, it seems like they like to short some times when it's going up a lot, ruin the fun. One of these days I wanna get on like and play Decentraland. Would that be interesting to anybody? Does anyone, you guys know what Decentraland is? It's like one of the top NFT projects, but like apparently like Mark Cuban just bought land in Decentraland. It's like kind of like it's a virtual world like a lot of games, except everything runs on the Ethereum network, and you have to like buy your property, and you can buy NFTs in it, all digital items and houses, like crazy stuff. But apparently land in Decentraland now is going for like millions of dollars. So if you bought up a bunch in the early days, you're probably set. But I thought on Twitch it'd be fun to do like a stream where I play Decentraland and just look around. There's another one like Sandbox, is the same sort of thing. Take a look at BNB. This is Binance Coin on the daily. Man. Mm. Nice consolidation with Binance Coin. If it does break up, that'd be a, because this has been consolidating since for a month, almost exactly a month. If this does break up, it's going to move. Thoughts on XEM? Oh boy. Had a rough week. So let's go to the 4-hour. Well, first let's go to the daily. So you it like perfectly made support on previous highs right here. So here was your previous high. You came back up. As soon as you broke it, it you know, it went, it basically shot up over a couple weeks. It did have a little, you know, drops here and there, but yeah, I don't know what happened on this day, but you came back down and now you're making support here. So it's a nice, I don't know why do you know why it fell that much? Why it like that seems kind of abnormal to go down. What is that, like? %46 in a day. So that seems a little, yeah, we'll look at ETH next, TJ. The only thing I do like about this is it's kind of a low risk reward, because chances that you break this after going down this much and finding support, you know, it acted as resistance here, and then it broke, and then you came back down, made support, and as soon as that support was made, boom, you went up almost immediately. And now you're coming back down and it made support here. So now you have 1, 2, 3. I mean, those are horrible lines there, but you get the point. Let me move this. You've made support again there. So, like trading wise, you have a lot of room up and not much down. Like it's not, you stand to make chances that it holds here are pretty good, I would say. Not financial advice, but it looks like it could hold here. I don't know what happened here, so if you know if there was like some bad news for the project, I'm not sure what happened, but even after dropping quite like that, this held support. So if you come back down and get a third confirmation of support, that might be, once it starts going up again, that might be a good buying opportunity. And you might have to wait, but eventually, as long as everything's okay with the project fundamentally, there's no reason it shouldn't go back up and test higher levels. So it doesn't, where it is now looks like a lower risk for how much room you have to go up, not much room down, and you have support here, so doesn't look bad. Let's look at Ethereum for ITJ. So Ethereum was in this channel, broke out, so we can erase here. I like how Ethereum looks, because again, like, we had this, and this, and moved up, and now we have this and this. I have this stupid magnet on. One there and one there. And if we can, and there's historical consolidation here, which is why it's holding this level, which is right around, yeah, I think it's right around like 1720, where it kind of got its, I'll move this, it kind of got its, it acted as resistance. We broke, made support again, and boom, we went up. And then as soon as we broke down, this was the Bitcoin dump. As soon as it kind of held here for a second, and then as soon as it broke through, we went all the way down to the next level here. But we've been able to climb back up and get above it again, and now we're making it support. So, and if you, I see you're on, yeah, if you go, after I'm done, if you go on my YouTube channel, Habitual Crypto, and watch, I talk a lot in the beginning about my thoughts on Ethereum and Bitcoin, and it's in the very beginning of this stream. But I'm very bullish on Ethereum in the next couple months. Vitalik Buterin just did a podcast. He's the one of the co-makers of Ethereum, and they plan on there's optimism roll-ups coming out, which are supposed to be a solution, one of the solutions for the high gas fees with Ethereum that everyone complains about. Basically, too much transactional traffic is causing high gas fees and basically inefficiency. So this optimism roll-ups are supposed to come out in the next couple weeks. They are supposed to be a solution to the problem, and an even bigger solution will be when Ethereum 2.0 comes out, but that will be another year, about a year or two. So in the meantime, this is a solution, and it's called a layer 2 solution, basically another project helping out Ethereum and other smart contract platforms with the traffic problem and the gas fees. So like the chart looks bullish in my opinion. Obviously a lot depends on Bitcoin, but I think we will see in the next couple months, not financial advice, but I think we will see Ethereum break away from Bitcoin more substantially than it has. Like in February, it broke up a little bit to the Bitcoin pairing, but it's really due for all of the other smart contract projects have. Ethereum has gone up with Bitcoin, but not even nearly the multiples that even Bitcoin has, and not nearly the multiples these other projects have. So basically my point is it is due, and it's got a lot of institutional buying, and it's all NFTs are on Ethereum blockchain. All DeFi is on Ethereum blockchain. The other ones are starting to have, not all, but like 90% of it is. So I think we're due for a pretty nice move in Ethereum, and I think it will all be combined with the when the optimism roll-ups come out. And he said within a couple weeks, and it's already been a week. So I wouldn't be surprised if within the next 2 weeks we have at least some dates when it will be basically activated and put into practice. So we'll see what happens. None of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. All I'll say is most of my portfolio is in ETH. And Ethereum is one of the most undervalued projects right now for being the number 2 cryptocurrency. I think Ethereum is at a very good price right now. So that's all I'll say about it. And personally, I am invested in ETH. So I believe in the future of ETH is going to be, someone compared Bitcoin, I think it was like Tyler Winklevoss or something. He compared, Bitcoin's the digital gold and Ethereum is the digital oil, and everything's going to run on it at some point. So I like that analogy. And I would be very surprised if we don't see some big movements in Ethereum in the next couple months. So, but yeah, you wanted to look at Ada real quick. Yeah, I'll do that, and then I gotta wrap it up for the day. Yeah, Ada we looked at a couple times already, but basically this was the announcement yesterday that it was going to be launched on Coinbase Pro, and they've been waiting for that for a long time. So it pumped up to here, and then today, like right around here, it was actually launched. So it pumped again right before it was live on Coinbase Pro, and then over the last few hours it came back down. But it did make support, we were saying. It made support on the consolidation, the previous resistance yesterday. So that's a good sign that it made support. If we go to like the 30-minute, yeah, it if it doesn't hold this, there's a good chance it comes back down to around $1 or $1.05. It's going to move back up. It might consolidate here for a while, but once it does break all-time highs, I think that's where you'll see a big pump for Cardano, if it can get up there again and break all-time highs. So, but yeah, it doesn't look bad. But the news over the past couple days, unless there's more really bullish news, I think it will probably hang around this area until the whole market starts moving, or if it gets some more bullish news. So, but yeah, man, no problem. If you guys like the content, please subscribe on Twitch. We just got that enabled, and like the videos and subscribe on YouTube. I really appreciate it. Set those bell icons if you want to get alerted when I go live, which is Monday through Thursday, 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. And follow me on Twitter at Habitual Crypto. I'm going to be posting charts that will kind of give, if I think there's a good looking chart for short-term time frames, I'll post it up. All right. So I hope you guys have fun. Thanks, TJ, for following. And I will leave you guys with my intro video. And yeah, God bless.